The Default on America Act doesn't even protect veterans' health care, one of our fundamental obligations to the men and women who put their lives on the line for our country. It just cuts across the board: medical research, child care, workforce training, disaster relief, border security, small business grants, cut. That is their big idea. That is the Default on American Act that House Republicans are taking our economy hostage for. Except that's only half of it, because House Republicans are also demanding spending caps that will lock in even more cuts over the next decade. That is 10 years of our competitors who are going to be investing in their economies, growing stronger and gaining ground, while House Republicans tie our hands and force us to fall further and further behind. A lost decade for America. That is what MAGA Republicans are proposing. What House Republicans have voted for is one massive gift to the Chinese government. Because guess what? Our competitors are not debating whether to pay their debts or wreck their economy. They are not debating whether to invest in their future or cut and cap the investments that keep them competitive. They are doing everything they can to get ahead. So I'm asking my Republican colleagues here at the brink of economic calamity, do not let Speaker McCarthy's partisan hostage-taking win the day and lose the 21st century. Do not force an unprecedented economic crisis on our country in a vain attempt to slash funding for families and veterans and communities across America. Come to the table, work with us to simply pay our country's bills like we have so many times before, including 3 times under the last president. And then let us work together on our bipartisan spending bills that invest in America and keep us moving forward, which is, I will tell my committee members, exactly what we are focused on doing in the Senate Appropriations Committee. So with that, Mr. Zandi, or Dr. Zandi, let me ask you, can you speak to the potential macroeconomic damage of House Republicans' Default on America Act, both to our economy and our nation's competitive edge on the world stage over the next decade?
Thank you for the question, Senator. I think there's two broad macroeconomic issues. One I mentioned in my oral remarks, and that is the cuts are going to occur later this year under the legislation that's been passed by the House later this year in 2024, when the economy is going to be very, very fragile, at risk of going in recession, grappling with the higher interest rates, the banking crisis, and now the drama related to the debt limits starting to do damage in the financial markets, and I suspect will do significantly more damage before lawmakers act and increase the limit. So the risks here are quite significant in the near term.
Yes, friends, it is true. Some states are giving out stimulus check-style rebates this fall. Democratic and Republican lawmakers want to help Americans by providing them with checks that are worth thousands of dollars. Both sides of the aisle appear to be coming together to work on creating new ways to help low-income households who are experiencing financial struggles caused by the crisis. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video for the latest news. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. It's been more than 2 years since the last round of federal stimulus checks, but at least 3 states are sending out similar tax rebate payments of their own this coming fall. State stimulus checks emerged as a trend in 2022 as governors and state lawmakers moved to kick money back to residents to help them deal with inflation and the lingering economic impacts of the crisis. These programs were possible in part because federal money and higher than expected state revenues last year led to state budget surpluses and record financial reserves. 3 states, which are Alabama, Arizona, and Virginia, are still giving out one-time tax rebates in the final months of this year, which is unique because most states that issued these stimulus check-style payments concluded those programs at the end of 2022. A handful of other state relief programs wrapped up recently, and the last day to claim Georgia's surplus tax refund is on Monday, October 16th. The deadline to postmark applications for Montana's property tax rebate of up to $675 was on October 2nd. Also, according to the Minnesota Department of Revenue, Minnesota sent out about 2.1 million payments in August and September for its one-time $260 rebate program for each eligible taxpayer, giving out nearly $1 billion in total. State tax rebate programs vary, not only in the dollar amount, but also in terms of eligibility criteria. Programs may have requirements based on factors such as tax filings, income, and dependence. They're similar to the stimulus checks because they offer one-time relief to residents to address hardship. Alabama will soon begin sending tax rebates of $150 for individuals and then $300 for couples who file joint returns. Nearly 2 million residents who filed 2021 state tax returns will receive this money. Taxpayers will receive direct deposits if the Department of Revenue has their banking information on file. Otherwise, the checks will be mailed to their addresses. Also, taxpayers in Arizona who have dependents are set to receive rebates by November 15th, 2023. Arizona's tax rebates will be $250 per dependent for kids under the age of 17, up to a maximum of $750 for 3 dependents. Taxpayers with older dependents will receive $100 per dependent. The Arizona Freedom Caucus negotiated for the rebates earlier in the year during budget negotiations, arguing that some of the state's surplus funds should help residents deal with inflation. Decades-high mortgage rates, sky-high prices, and a lack of inventory have had a crushing effect on the housing market, which has now become less affordable than it was during the housing bubble buildup nearly 16 years ago. The double whammy of high rates and low inventory is so bad. This year is shaping up to be the worst year for home sales since 2008, the year the housing bubble burst. At its current pace, total existing home sales in 2023 are projected to amount to $4.1 million. That would be the lowest number since the subprime mortgage crisis of 2008. It was a year that also saw the unemployment rate spike to nearly 8%, and millions of Americans' home equity had evaporated. So by comparison, there were more than 6 million home sales in 2021. The U.S. housing market has been so expensive, in fact, that experts have calculated that U.S. incomes would have to increase by a whopping 55% for it to be considered affordable. While 2023 will mark the slowest year since the infamous housing crash, home sales have been slowing since last year. And what's really discouraged buyers from buying and sellers from selling is a continued rise in mortgage rates. The average mortgage rate has more than doubled since the start of last year, adding hundreds of dollars to the monthly cost of a home and slowing the number of sales. So dear friends, what are your thoughts on this? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dear friends, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week, friends.